What did the Survey Corps use before the maneuvering gear? The entire story comes from Attack on Titan Before the Fall. In there we discover how mankind fought the Titans before the maneuvering gear came to be. Since their technology was centuries behind, they actually mounted on horses and used swords to fight the Titans, and obviously we know that that will be ineffective and it will be a massacre event whenever they go outside the walls. So the question is, who invented the omnidirectional mobility gear? And at first it was called the device before its name was officially changed to the omnidirectional mobility gear. So the people who invented the gear are two people named Angel Altonan and Xenophon Hakimo. So let's talk about Angel Altonan since he started it all. And he was a craftsman. Angel was the first human to take down a Titan. He used this invention to do so, and the Titan was a 10-meter class. So who is Angel? Angel grew up in an orphanage without any known family members or relatives. There he met two people named Sorum and Maria, who he saw as an older brother and sister. Angel's friend Sorum decided to join the Survey Corps one day to venture outside the walls and fight the Titans. Angel grew concerned for Sorum because, and since his friend would join anyways, Angel decided to aid him as much as he could by becoming an inventor to forge the best weapons which will aid in defeating the Titans. By the age of 18, Angel had become a prodigy craftsman in the workshop of Shiganshina. There he gained his own private room and assistant named Corina. One day, Angel expressed his frustration on the military to his assistant as they would not provide him any feedback whether his inventions were effective against the Titans or not. Some of his inventions included the cannons that were mounted atop of the wall when Berthold first attacked the walls. One day, Angel looked over and spotted a long reed of bamboo which Corina told him had been dropped off by the Survey Corps members to see if it could be of any use as craftable material. Angel discovered that the bamboo shared the same properties as iron. The leaves of the bamboo would later be used to create a special fiber. Shortly after, Angel made his way to a factory city somewhere within wall rows. Because the city produced all the weaponry and equipment within the walls, the security of the place was quite heavy. In the caverns found beneath the city, they discovered a frozen lake which was basically ice burst stone. And if you don't know what ice burst stone is the fuel that powers the mobility gear. So far, the bamboo became known as iron bamboo, and it's used to create the canisters that contain the gas of the mobility gear. Its leaves were used to create fibers strong enough to hold human beings. Those were used to create the cables for the mobility gear. So let's talk about how the device was created in general. So one day, Angel's assistant Corina suggested that the height difference between humans and Titans is a huge disadvantage and that they should invent something to eliminate the problem. This is when Angel started brainstorming ideas while on his way to the factory city. He finally came up with a prototype which he presented to his friends Sorum and fellow inventor Xenophon. Xenophon agreed to work with Angel to improve and streamline the device. Sometime after, a bunch of Titan worshippers managed to kill some Survey Corps members and take over the gate. The leader was Eleanor, the wife of Mansell, a previous squad leader of the Survey Corps that was decapitated by a Titan. The cultists opened up a gate and a single Titan entered the Shiganshina District. The Titan massacred about 5,000 residents of the Shiganshina District, including Angel's assistant Corina. Infuriated by his assistant's death, Angel equipped his prototype device and raced outside the walls with the Titan chasing after him. Once they were both outside the walls, the gates closed behind him, leaving him trapped outside the walls. Angel tested his device by firing a hook into the walls and reeling himself onto its side. The rope, however, begins to fray, but luckily Maria sends down a rope from the top of the walls and pulls Angel to safety. The prototype had failed and Angel vowed to get revenge on the Titan for killing his assistant. So that's when Angel then went on 2 trips outside of the wall with the Survey Corps. Angel heard that the Survey Corps were planning to capture a Titan. They managed to capture a Titan using a net made of iron bamboo. However, it escaped by breaking out of the nets, and once again the expedition was another failure. His friend Sorum committed suicide using an explosive in order to help others escape. The explosion blew up a Titan's nape and killed it, thus giving humanity a little hint towards a Titan's weakness. After suffering a devastating loss of his childhood friend and a chance to avenge his assistant, he refined the design of his device. The second trip happened months later. This time, he managed to use the gear better. However, he discovered that mere slashes were not enough to kill a titan, and his panic gets him caught behind the titan's neck. He then remembered that the back of the neck was also destroyed in the blast Storm used in order to commit suicide and kill a titan. He then tries to slash the titan's neck, however a single sword was not enough. Angel unhooks himself from his gear, then detonates the gas canister, destroying the nape and killing the titan. Finally, he killed a titan, however the explosion took a toll on his sight and he gradually lost his sight as years went by. He created a second version of the mobility gear with the help of his friend Xenophon. So losing his sight in exchange for killing a titan felt more as a loss than a win. Because of this reason, Angel exiled himself away to the underground city within the Shiganshina District. There he stayed for 15 years crafting things for inhabitants in exchange for free drinks. Out of nowhere, a girl named Sharle approached Angel next to a brothel and requested him to continue his work on his device to help stop the titans. She came seeking help for Angel's former friend Xenophon with improving the device. At first, Angel refused to work on the device ever again due to the painful memories it brought of the past. Eventually, she manages to revive Angel's confidence and passion, and they return to Xenophon's workshop. Xenophon previously had the son of the Titan cult's leader Kuklo and his friend Cardina use the second version of the mobility gear. The feedback they both provided was enough for Xenophon and Angel to design the final version of the device, and thus the final omnidirectional mobility gear was created. The previous version only allowed you to move vertically and horizontally, however the new version allows movement in all directions with ease. Instead of equipping soldiers with swords, they incorporated it with controls of the gear. The blades are made of ultra hard steel. They are flimsy but strong enough to cut a titan's skin. The blades are stocked in a box beside a user, and on top of the box are canisters filled with gas that originate from ice burst stone. The steel wires of the gear are made of fibers extracted from the leaves of iron bamboo. Later, Kuklo and Cardina came up with the training equipment and routine to train the first generation of omnidirectional mobility gear trained survey corps members. And that is basically the origins of the omnidirectional mobility gear. The first person to come up with the device was Angel Altona because of the suggestion of his assistant Corina, who died. Now, just because Angel was the person who came up with the device doesn't mean that all the other people involved in the story didn't contribute. So it is a huge contribution of this team of people that made the omnidirectional mobility gear a reality. And because of that, now they had a second method of stopping the titans. The first method is the horses and the swords. The second method is the omnidirectional mobility gear, and the third option is Levi. And that's basically it. That's how everything came to be. So I want you to hit the like button, and I want you to subscribe and hit the notification button if you enjoy the video. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. The next Attack on Titan video is coming, and bye.